All right, and we are live. Getting a black screen for now, but this is exciting. Okay, let's try some of these hotkeys. Cool, cool, cool. And this is mixing the screen with the stream. All right, and I have my live stream controls over here. I'm going to move this over to this screen. All right, so I just finished setting up. If you watched my previous stream, you know that I was trying to get my setup ready so that I could show my face and show you guys my screen at the same time. And that's what we have going on here. If everything is up to par. This is a little distracting. I'm going to turn down the brightness of my second screen. It's already at its least bright. Okay, so what I was talking about was what's the path exactly to getting started with web development in this coronavirus period. For me, this is a great opportunity to take a step back and ask myself, what are my goals? How can I really renegotiate with myself my journey into web development and just do a better job of being patient with myself, asking myself really serious questions about what it is I want to learn, exploring the field, and not deciding, you know, for myself what exactly I'm going to be as a web developer based on who I think I am or based on what I think is profitable. So I've gathered a bunch of resources, a bunch of articles that have really inspired me to take this journey again. And this is the first of them. Really, the very first one was this. This I finished the entire code camp, whatever curriculum in 1 month and recorded everything. I saw this article and immediately I thought, I have to do this. I want to do this and get through it because, you know, the live stream gives you accountability. It gives you a little bit of a diary, something to look back on and say, okay, this is the journey I was on. This is how I got here. Um, so, anywho, let's talk about what exactly it is, what it takes to become a web developer. Honestly, I started kind of freaking out when I saw like a second viewer. I started thinking, oh my gosh, who's watching this? I hope I'm creating value for them, but I just have to calm down and, you know, do this for me. That's all this is about. This is about my journey and learning. So I'm going to make it a little less performative and just focus on what exactly it is I'm trying to get out of this experience. So yeah, I tried out Free Code Camp a while back and I didn't stick with it. I think I did like 2 or 3 lessons. By the way, guys being me, I hope you're staying hydrated. I hope you're taking frequent breaks. I hope you're putting some shea butter on those elbows and some chapstick on the lips, staying moist and not ashy out here. Hmm. I feel myself like developing a YouTube personality, and I imagine it's very corny, but that's all. That's what we have. We are who we are. All right. Actually, this wasn't the first article I wanted to learn. Wanted to go over. This was the article I wanted to go over. Um, Basically, I want to look at what are the tools that I need to be focusing on um, for my journey. So some of the things that interest me right now are, and let me just nope, not this. What I want to open up is my day one. Just gonna open this up to the side and take notes for myself as I go along. Now we can close this. Nope. All right, do it this way. I will try to pop it out this way. Okay, this is about as good as it gets. All right, so I've identified myself in the past as a um, full stack web developer, and sometimes I call that more like a front end web developer. I kind of gave up on the idea of being full stack because I guess I just knew that I hadn't taken the time to learn what I needed to learn. I can't even really call myself a developer in any honest way, but I guess most developers will feel that way too. But I really haven't done any coding in such a long while. So just looking at my path to development, um, I'm making notes. The app I'm using right here is called Day One. It's my favorite journaling slash diary slash note taking app. It integrates across all my devices from my phone to my iPad and all around. So my path to development, the skills I already do possess um, are really the basic ones, and they're all rusty. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript. In terms of JavaScript frameworks, I'm decent with React, or at least I have a decent understanding of React, React Native, um, Node. Uh, I'm familiar with NPM and NPM model modules, familiar with Git, a bit of Python, SQL, Postgres, worked with JSON, um, just trying to go through and really refresh myself on all the things I'm familiar with. I did Java in college. I had to do Java twice actually, and my brother taught that class. Um, let's see, so covered the databases, Postgres, SQL, um, regex. Oh yeah, and PHP. And basically, if I was to rate myself out of 10 on any of these things, I would give myself uh, maybe at highest, I'd rate myself a 3 on HTML. So you see how bad we're starting at here. 2 on CSS because I basically Googled everything. I Googled my way through the whole thing. JavaScript, I would give myself a 2 on it broadly. Um, and that was before I kind of, you know, let all my coding muscles atrophy. I'd give myself a 1 on React, zero point 0.5 on React Native, a zero point 0.5 on Node, even though I spent time on it. React Native zero point 0.5 is just based on unfamiliarity, but when it comes to Node, I just never really stuck with it or learned much about it. NPM, I give myself a zero point 0.2 if we're being honest. There's just so much progress I need to make. I'd say a 2 on Git. Python, I'd give myself a 3 because Python was a simpler language. SQL, I'd give myself a 3.5. That's really based on the ease. Postgres, I can barely tell the difference between Postgres um, and Python, sorry, and SQL. So let's make that a 2. I'm really bad at it. Regex, it's not that complex. It's not that overwhelming. I give myself a 3 on it. JSON, I messed around with some JSON strings. Let me add some other things I messed around with. Data visualization with D3JS. That's something I played around with a bit. I also played around with the Twilio APIs, APIs in general, right? Okay, so I'm trying to reconstruct what matters to me here, so that I can really chart out a path for myself to get back into this thing. Um, I call myself a 1 on Java because it's been so long and I was so bad at it. Same with PHP 1. D3, I was mostly copying and pasting. I can't say that I was even remotely decent at it, so I'll call that a 1 as well. And then APIs, I barely understand how APIs work, so I'll call that a 1. Basically, my development skills, um, and this is at a beginner level, at a junior dev level. I'd rate myself a 1.5 out of 10 junior dev. So very, very low. It's going to take a lot of work for me to get where I want to get, and I'm going to need to add on a bunch of skills that I'm currently at a zero at. Um, right, so Bash, command line tools. I haven't used command line tools for a while now. I'd say I was like a 2.5 at command line tools. I really didn't understand it any deeply. I wasn't taking advantage of it to, really improve myself. So all of this stuff is going to be relevant to me, right? I just need to make it all functional for myself. I'm just going to copy this and say that my learning path needs to incorporate all of this stuff. My goal is to build a curriculum for myself that excites me, but at the same time, it's also something that, takes me from level to level to level. Um, that's my that's what I want to do with my learning path. What I actually want to do with the development itself, with the coding itself, is be able to, have the skills to create products. I want to be a product engineer. I guess that's what I'm going to call myself right now. My my idealized self, my idealized self is a product engineer, and why he's awesome is he has all the skills he needs to be able to identify opportunities, identify and act on opportunities to create greater efficiencies in the world using software. That's basically it. That means that I want to be able to um, code functional prototypes, and I think I'm going to add beautiful. I was hiding the word beautiful because I don't want to. Um, I try not to. I know that. I guess my vision or my idea of what the mindset of developers is like these numbers-based people who are completely focused on how do you get, how do you they just basically they take a ruler and a hammer to everything and they're engineers, and it's this stiff mathematical view of the world, and there's no room for beauty. Beauty is superfluous and it's unnecessary, but I care about beauty. So I want to be able to code beautiful functional prototypes at will, right? So basically if I think it, I can make it. I also want to know how to, lead teams that develop, lead teams of experts competently. I want to be able to shepherd a community of like-minded people and help them grow as developer entrepreneurs, basically, you know, people who create solutions. Um, I want to have I want to have the skills to basically be, how would I say it? Just be self-sustaining as an individual, to know exactly, to have what it takes such that anywhere in the world, anywhere I find myself in the world, as long as I have my computer and I have my an internet connection, or even if I don't have an internet connection, I'm able to create value wherever I am. So I want to be able to create value wherever I am. I also, on a deeper level, I want to be part of the effort to elevate human beings. I don't know if we necessarily need to elevate human beings, but I want to be able to play my part in elevating human beings, and or to elevate human intellect such that we understand and can complement the machines of the future that we're building, so that we're not left behind, so that the common man isn't left behind. And to do that with empathy, to do it all with empathy, to solve problems, to do as little harm as possible, um, and add beauty to the world. To do all this, I need to, dispel foregone conclusions, really hone in on, take my learning seriously, fight the fear of the unknown that I kind of let overwhelm me a bunch. But yeah, so I know that my learning path needs to integrate just a refresher on the basics of HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Um, for me, that's probably also going to include like some frameworks, including React, um, Node. I need to learn, yeah, the data structures, databases, um, basically a bunch of, back end stuff. And I don't even know if any of this stuff behind this is back end, like already covers back end, but that's why I put Node. And I want to understand the back end so I can create those efficiencies. I know how to connect my machines to the wider web. Um, so yeah, he's recommending a single source in this article. I guess this is an article review now. Recommending a single source in the article. I imagine the single source is FreeCodeCamp. We are, after all, on FreeCodeCamp's website. I can skip this. I don't need to be reminded what HTML or CSS are, but I would like to jump in through it. All right, so this I'm very curious about. I want to get good at it. A lot of people freak out about computer science because they suck at math. That's me. Or at least that's what they thought. Took Java course 10 years ago and hated it. That's me. That's why we're back here. Computer science doesn't have to be a grind. It can be quite fun. There's no course that does a better job of making it fun. Harvard CS50. Okay, so this is something I have to tear through. Right? I really, 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 really want to understand what computer science is about. So I don't feel bullied by the idea of people who have a computer science education. Yeah, I have to really believe that I have everything in me to do what I want to do. 17 hours worth of lectures. and we're gonna stream every single second of me watching those 17 hours worth of lectures for nobody and everybody to watch. This isn't performative again. I have to remind myself I don't even need to keep talking. I can literally just sit down and read. But I'm going to use this as an opportunity to also improve um, my performance chops and yeah, get better at presenting on the go. So why not? Man, I do want to get as many certifications as I can. So while I will be taking this course on computer science, I want to get through the Udacity Artificial Intelligence Career Path. They're giving away a free month, and I am planning to tear through it. I'm going to look for some testimonials just to see how doable it is. But yeah, I definitely want to go through their AI course and get a bunch of certifications in AI. So I'm going to try, yeah, AI programming with Python. That's a great starting point for me. Then I'm going to jump into Intro to Machine Learning with TensorFlow, Intro to Machine Learning with PyTorch, and just if I can knock out these 5 courses in 1 month, I would have basically redefined everything. I'd be flipping the script on my own life. It's an amazing challenge. I want to know that it's possible, give myself a plan for it, and just dig as deep as I can. Whether it's finding 8 to 10 more hours in my day every day to get it done, I'm going to try to do it. At least just see what's possible. So I'm going to check this out in a second. I might defer going through the CS50 course, even though it's probably brilliant. It's probably everything I need to learn. I'm I want the certifications because that just gives me something to hold on to. That just gives me something to be proud of. I've disappointed myself a lot in my coding journey, and I want to have something I can hold on to. So I'm going to commit to that, to finding out more about this. So that's going to be part of my plan. There are a lot of things that are just, there are a lot of beautiful courses out here that will teach me a bunch. My former instructor at Digital Crafts, Jonathan Martin, amazing person. He's released a free course on Scrimba. Um, if anyone is here, check it out. There's also this really cool course by Dan Abramov. I think he's one of the original developers of, I think, React. Yeah, he might have like written the code set or whatever they call it for React. Um, yeah, he created this course on JavaScript or like JavaScript mental models. I want to read this article, find out what it's about, and I will. He also has, this is Kent. But yeah, there's a beginner's guide to React. All of this stuff is really cool. All of this is front end stuff. Um, I want to dive into the machine learning stuff first because I think I've talked about it for so long. It's the biggest source of fear in my life, in a sense. I don't know why. Maybe it's not really fear, but it has to be some kind of fear. It's just coupled with a lot of hesitation. Anyway, so yeah, I want to focus on this stuff. Not the beginner's guide to React, but really drilling deep on this opportunity to get Udacity certifications, maybe if they'll let you get the certification for free with the free access. Um, but at least I'll get the information. Uh, yeah, let me just see what else he has to say about this whole thing. Because design patterns. This is me being my usual sort of all over the place frenetic self, and as I'm talking it through, at least I get to be aware of it. But I do really like this chart of like what you need to grab out of it, right? So HTML, you want to learn accessibility, SEO, whatever semantic HTML is. Mm. I'm wearing myself out by all the talking, so I'm probably just gonna do a lot less of it for now. Yeah, when I was learning my most recent like real foray, CSS and JS was not a big thing, so that's a really big development that has come up that I'm excited to see what that's about and maybe see if that improves my experience as a developer. Didn't do much with testing. I know we used Jasmine at our code school and Jest, I think. Yeah. Always curious about PWAs, but as part of like the the I was looking for shortcuts when I was looking for PWAs. Now I'm going to be looking for the hardest versions of everything, really going to the metal with all of it. I want to go as hard as possible as a counter to the instinct to be lazy about web development. I don't even know anything about what type checkers are, why you should care about it. Server-side rendering, this is back-end stuff that I'm very curious about. I need to learn more about. Static site generators, that's cool, right? Gatsby, I think that's for, it's like a CMS. A lot of developers host a blog on Gatsby. I mean, this is a year's worth of learning, but truly a lifetime's worth of learning, and that's what I need to be thinking, right? Remind yourself that, and let me just talk to you right now. So this journey, it's not finite. You're not trying to rush to this certain finish point and get there and be there. Like you start losing the skills as you're losing the skills as quickly as you're gaining them. All you can really guarantee is that you go on this journey and you you take advantage of every single moment of it. It's not about becoming someone. It's about it's about the being, right? If that makes sense. Or it's not about being a product engineer. It's about the becoming. So it's not about the being, it's about the becoming. Right. So I want to focus on my becoming. My becoming is the reward of all my efforts. The fact that I can sit down every day and go boldly and feel like I'm not so scared of these concepts anymore and be able to look back and say, okay, I've grown and I'm stacking my learning. That's the real goal here is to not give up, not quit on myself, not fall back, not be wishy-washy, right? But be committed. So my goal is commitment. Remember your goal less about being and more about becoming. But I do need to remind myself that it's important to think and remember about the freedom that finances that the remember financial freedom. This the whole journey of becoming is worthwhile my self-esteem, financial freedom, my value and contribution to society. So that's why I'm here. Anyways, so um, WebAssembly cool, but that's an aside from me. I'm going to follow the free code camp path and follow the Udacity path. I'm going to keep all these courses as really cool, really nice to have. Um, so, Developer's Guide to Algorithms. I'm going to just save this to my bookmarks and say, really cool, really, really cool. It's just really great reading. I'm even going to save this in my Pocket. If I still have Pocket, yeah, I still do have Pocket. I'm going to save this in Pocket and tell myself, I want to read this. I'm going to read this tonight before I close it out. The React course, very cool, but for later. I also want to get my PMI certification, but that's something I'll think about later. These are all just cool resources to read up on and learn about later on. I want to learn about brain-computer interfaces. I'm just going to read all these articles while I'm live on this stream. I've only been on here 32 minutes. Come on. But I do need to take a quick break to walk around, give my eyes some rest. All right, I want to read about this guy's life and what he did pretty much to the end on. Oh, this is the back-end roadmap? Holy shit. I never even looked at the back-end roadmap. I want to know what it means to actually, because I thought we already had the back-end um, in. I thought we already covered back-end in the previous roadmap they had, but apparently not. This is awesome. This is freaking brilliant. Okay. Let's view roadmaps. So that's coming up. What does guides mean? Okay. Building a BitTorrent client, levels of seniority, design patterns, brief history of JavaScript. How does the internet work? That's interesting. HTTP caching, I barely understand it. That's too far for me. Alright, I'm just going to close this for now. But yeah, let's see. Backend roadmap. I'm going to pick Python and Node because I want to go with it too for scripting languages. Functional languages, Elixir, Scala, Erlang, Clojure, Haskell. I might go with Elixir just because I don't even know why yet. But yeah, practice what you learn. For beginners, if you're just getting into backend development, I would recommend you pick one of the scripting languages. For the quick and easy, go with Node or PHP. If you've already been doing backend with some scripting language, then don't pick another scripting language. Have a look at Golang Rust.Clojure. Definitely give you a new perspective. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. I want to really practice problem solving for myself, creating tools that I can use and appreciate. Um, Implement some command that you use, e.g. ls. Command that fetches and saves Reddit posts on r/programming. Command that gives you directory structure in JSON format. Command that reads JSON. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Very cool. Okay. I think we'll keep it to Node, but I mean, I'll follow the path, the path on Free Code Camp, and not worry about this. This is just exploratory. Hmm. The new REST. Wow. Okay. Man, my eyes are tired, so I'm gonna take a quick break. The stream is still on, but I'm gonna stand up for a bit. Oh boy. As long as I don't quit the stream, I'm still playing. Still playing. I'm still in the game. Okay. Let's see. So we've only been streaming for less than 40 minutes. This is a freaking awesome resource. Freaking awesome article. I gotta save this. Um, just to be able to know that I can find it when I want to. Now I want to go to bookmarks and see setting up. So it's not sales process. Mac. I think it was something like preparing your new Mac for web development. Um, of course, look at me getting distracted as always. But what the heck is Freeway Pro? How old is this? No way. It looks like garbage. Anyways, moving on. Hmm. All amazing resources out here. I'm very, very excited. But I think what I need to focus on now are the two things I've decided to commit to, and I should probably go equally on them. Um, but yeah, let me check out my history first, because what I'm trying to find is something more in line with. I think it's like hmm. I'm just going to Google it and see if I can find that article. Say something like how to set up your new Mac. Was this it? I'm curious to see if I find like an asterisk somewhere. Uh, let's go for it. Doesn't really matter. I'm sure the course is going to teach me, is going to show me what I need to know. Let's see if there's anything in the past month. All right. So by Vinicus de Antoni, Vinicius de Antoni, a comprehensive guide on how to. Okay, let's not do that on the internet. That's not a great idea. A comprehensive guide on how to have your MacBook ready for web development with recommendation of tools, shortcuts, and I haven't done any of this stuff, so let's go into keyboard settings. The heck is this? Okay. So what I'm seeing right now, which I don't know if you guys can see, is um, it's showing me how to like drag specific things to my touch bar. I've always wanted Launchpad, so let's just put Launchpad right here. It's great to have Launchpad. Is that not going to show up somewhere? Okay, let's put it out, pull it out here. Okay, so it's basically telling me it's already there. That's our default set. Mm, yeah, that looks fine. What I'm looking for is function keys. Touch bar shows keyboard, touch bar. Let's see if we can search for touch bar here. Alright, I don't see anything about that there, so. I'm not very familiar with a lot of the function keys, so I don't know if this would be, you know. Oh, I got a flyer in my room. So it's a tap, tap, tap. I don't know, and I don't know that I should be making this decision now. It does not seem crucial. When I say show all like this. Okay, so it expands the specific app's controls. I've never used that. Let's just say expanded control strip for now. Is there a freaking FN key? Oh, that's cool. That's all I need. Alright, let's go to accessibility, which is A. Hopefully this is worded in some reasonable kind of way, but not. So I'm going to go to pointer control and enable dragging. Mouse and trackpad, yep. Trackpad options. Never really tried that. Let's try that now. Man, talking the whole time was way more exhausting than just doing it. Preferences. Okay. I can't find preferences. Oh, it's Finder. We need to go to Finder. So, what does the Finder look like? I need to use my eyes. Desktop and screensaver dock. No, that's not Finder. The letter F, the letter F, the letter F. Should I try it here? Finder? Extensions? Was it really? Huh. No, that's not what I need to look for. So I need to just open up Finder, right? Go to Preferences in Finder, and then tell it to show extensions. So Advanced, show all file name extensions. Cool. Very interesting. Okay, very interesting. Just getting to know more about my computer. Yeesh. Alright, I don't even think I have iTerm. Okay, this is the part where I start to feel very, very sleepy, which is crazy. But it's also not very since it's 4 a.m. But I think I'm also kind of overwhelmed with the git commands and the iterm commands. But I'm just going to leave this out here. It's obviously useful. It's something I was looking for. And git config, git ignore. Yeah, that's a great suggestion. Okay, cool. That's not for me. That's not what I was looking for. This is not what I'm trying to focus on today. Hmm. All right, really cool resources all around. There's so much I could be possibly learning, but I can't learn all of it. I just have to commit to one or two things. Let me go back to this. I finished the entire free code camp. Um, the entire free code camp curriculum. This is blowing my mind. I'm going to open up the free code camp curriculum just to see if this dude really means the entire free code camp curriculum, and also to test if I finally am able to sign in with GitHub. I know I was getting some issues before. Okay, cool. So it's welcoming me back now. First time in a long while. Build my portfolio, update account settings. I'm curious. Ha ha. I did one day. I completed a bunch of challenges. 2016, huh? It's been a while. Well, we're back. We are back to it. Okay. Interesting stuff. JavaScript algorithms and data structures. Honestly, yeah, I can definitely knock a bunch of this out. I also built 300 projects along the way. You find a list of my all the videos nicely structured by certifications. How did this crazy month of my life get started? I did this challenge for now. It's always seemed like a huge one. Take a lot of time to complete. Apparently, it didn't take months as I initially thought, and I'll tell you why in a moment. I'm gonna try this call. Okay, What about spoiling any of the challenges or projects? These are all open to test, okay? 8 live streams. Very cool. Point is, he did all of this in 72 hours of live streams. I'm going to fuck this thing up. I'm going to really like drill down into free code camp, huh? Okay. And then the next big thing that really matters to me is this stuff. I want to find out what people did, to really knock it out of the park. Um, I want to see something about the Udacity machine learning engineer path. I'm gonna try to find something that's more recent. Let's see this year. All right, let's just check out someone. I'm currently watching a Udacity nano degree review to see what it takes or how long it takes. This is a crap review. Oh, I see. It's all breaking up because I'm on a stream. Okay, guys, I'm going to break up my stream right now. Obviously, not really offering any value to anyone. Just going to learn more about the Udacity Nano degree while I can and get a sense of whether I can jump in. And as I, well, plan to jump in really. So, yeah, that's it. See you all next time. I'm gonna watch some reviews, and my goal is right now to knock out the entirety of the Free Code Camp syllabus. I don't care what day I'm starting. I've started today basically, and just keep going at it till I get it. And take a month to knock out the entirety of the Udacity machine learning nano degree. Is it possible? Who knows? I might be writing my own article by the end of this period. Um, I guess let me just give myself a quick timeline. So it's 5 nano degrees or five whatevers to get the nano degree. I'm very curious to see if they'll grant you a nano degree if you complete all this stuff in 1 month. And do you like get um I don't know, if I have the money by then, maybe I'll pay for the month. Um but yeah, it would be crazy if I did all of this and I did get the nano degree, but I would love to try to get the nano degree. Um that's my goal. 5 of them, so I need to like knock out one every 4 days, every 5 days to be done in a month. Yeah, all right. This is the end of the stream. Okay, bye.